What's up, guys? Glenn with Hustler Hack. Sorry, no live video today. I am in Austin, Texas, so this is a pre-recorded video, but I wanted to answer some questions regarding Ross Finds, how I can help you guys. How much money should I make for each Ross find? I get this email every single week as far as return on investment, and it's totally up to you and your business model. But we're going to answer that question and this one. How long should I wait until I lower the price on an item? Before we get into those questions, just a friendly reminder. If you are in Phoenix, El Paso, Texas, Dallas, Texas, go to my website, hustlerhacks.com/meetup, and I have something pretty cool for all three events. I want to do something where we can all meet up, people in that area, talk about what we do and strategies. I'm also going to have some pretty cool giveaways, maybe even some raffles for Nike outlet gift cards, Ross gift cards, and you guys will see some some items that I am going to be giving away, Hustler Hacks related items. So the very first meetups will be able to see and get free items. So it should be pretty cool. Sign up, and hopefully I'll see you at one of these three events. So let's get into it. How much money should I make for each Ross find? And let me go back to the next one. The short answer is I always aim for 40% or higher for me. Now that's the return on investment after fees, after shipping, because I'm offering free shipping. That's PayPal and eBay fees. Now everybody has a totally different ROI and what they believe they should be making. There's a lot of different factors that go into that, but for me, 40% or higher is worth my time. Now I have examples. So if I spent $100 on an item, I want to make at least $40 profit after fees. So let me show you some real life examples. I found this John Wall jersey at Marshall's. This is for kids, and it was actually $9.99 on sale. So this is actually a swingman jersey. Pretty sweet jersey. $9.99 after tax and everything. I paid $10.81 for the jersey. Now, the 40% rule, I want to make at least $15.13 when it's all said and done, profit-wise. Remember, after fees, shipping, cost of the item, all that's gone, has to be $15.13 or more. What was the result? I sold the jersey for $39.99. And cost of the item, $10.81, minus the eBay and PayPal fees, which was $5.20, minus the shipping fee, $2.77, left us with $21.21, which is our profit. And remember, 40% down here, we had to make at least $15.13. We made more than that. We made $21.21. That's our profit. We didn't double our money, but it was very, very close. 96% ROI. So we did really, really good for this. Remember, technically we're getting our cost of our item, that money back. So this is what we have now. If you look at your PayPal account, minus paying those two fees, yes, you have $32.02, but that isn't all profit. The only profit we have is $21.21. Hopefully I'm making sense here. I feel like I'm even confusing myself now that I'm looking at this full thing. So that was a breakdown for that one. Let's get another example. Shoes, Ross find. So this shoe is actually has been out, I think, of other Rosses that I've seen lately. Even people in different cities have found this shoe for $74.99. I did find this shoe for $64.99. But that was the only pair that I found at that price. Lately that I've been going to Ross, I've been finding this shoe, the Kobe 9 Brazil, for $74.99. I probably wouldn't pay that much. I think it's too high. $64.99. That was a really good price looking at the current market at that time when I bought them. So profit wise, 40% or higher, I have to make at least $28.14 profit after fees, after shipping, after the cost of item, all of that. So what happened? I sold them for $144.95. Our cost of item with tax, $70.35. eBay and PayPal fees, super high. Check that out, $18.85. And our shipping fee was $12.77. I'm only taking that hit because I'm offering free shipping. You may not take that hit if you're offering for the buyer to pay for the shipping, or you have that option. Then that's a totally different thing. But for me, I am offering free shipping, so I'm gonna take that hit. Profit after all this, $42.98. So 61% ROI. We did really, really good on this find as well. We beat our 40% minimum, $28.14. So if you go through your PayPal account, you say, yeah, but Glenn, now you have $113.33 because technically we got that $70 back. Yes, that was the cost of the item, but the $70.35 is not profit. Only the $42.98 was actual profit. So now we can reinvest the $113.33 into something else, or you can look at it as, hey, we can reinvest the $70 we made the $42.98. You're pretty much, what you're doing is, to try to make it easier, if we try to explain it a little bit, we're pretty much turning $70.35 into $113.33. So we're pretty much getting that new amount because we made $42.98 in between. So that is the actual profit. Here's my, word of advice. Don't fall in love with every single buy. I know there's some nice, shiny Ross finds out there that you're like, oh man, this could really bring in some really, really good money, but I'm spending $80, or you're finding shoes that are $74.99 or something like that, and they're not selling that much because the market went down, the market's flooded. Don't fall in love with it. If someone would ask me again, would I buy those Kobe 9 Brazils again for $64.99? Yes. Would I buy them for $74.99? No. It would cut really, really close into our 40%, but this person that bought it from me didn't send me a best offer. It was just a straight buy it now, and I had a couple of watchers here and there, but not a whole lot. And it was actually higher than a lot of the other Kobe 9 Brazils that were out there. So I thought this was just a really, really good sell. Just right timing, right buyer. It happened. Could it happen again? Yes. Is it likely? No, because the market has now kind of gone down. I've seen this shoe a lot more now at Ross, and it's also at a higher price now at $74.99. So I wouldn't buy it for that amount. Don't fall in love with it. Even if an item does sell, double check the market again. Things may have changed within the week or two since the last time that you bought that item. Don't go and just be like, okay, cool, I sold it. It must be selling well. Let me go back to Ross and buy all of them now if I can find more. Double check. Just make sure the market is still out there for that item. It isn't flooded as well, or that the market price hasn't gone down a whole lot since you sold the last one. Here's my last example. Now we're going to do a bad buy because I'm not perfect. I make money, but I'm not perfect, and I have a lot of flaws, and this is one of them. This Nike Air Jordan Future that I bought, which this was actually Ross Find of the Week number 6 or 7, super early in the game. October 24th, I bought 2 pairs of these, a 7Y and a 9Y. Those were the sizes of this shoe. Now, the 7Y did sell for $64.99. This shoe was, $29.99 plus tax. So I did make good money there, But the size 9Y sat for the longest time and I didn't do anything with it. I actually kind of forgot that I still had the shoe till finally I was going through some of the shoes. I was like, man, I still have this one. I need to get rid of it. It's just been kind of sitting here. I'll take a loss on it because it's been so long since I've had it. I want to reinvest that money into something else and just take the hit. Here's the actual example and here's what happened. So this Ross Find, like I said, was $29.99 plus tax, came out to $32.46. To meet my profit, I had to make $12.98 profit from this shoe. Here's what happened. I waited a long time. It didn't sell until last week? July of 2017. I bought this shoe in October of 2016. This shoe should have sold somewhat after December, maybe January. After that, holding on to it just way too long. I should have just gotten rid of that shoe and made less than the 40% profit to make some type of money from it, not take a loss the way that I did. At this point, I waited too long. This was my fault going through this whole thing. So I needed to make at least $12.98 from it. Instead, I lost money. I lost $8.37. What happened? Cost of item, $32.46. eBay and PayPal fee, $4.55. Shipping fee was $6.35. I put it into the padded flat rate envelope. In the end, I lost $8.37. So yes, that money came through my PayPal account. This is what I have now, $24.09. So pretty much what I did was I spent, I pretty much turned 32.46 into 24.09. So I lost $8.37. This doesn't happen a lot. Of course, mistakes happen. This was just one of the examples that I really wanted to show you guys what can happen if you're not paying attention to certain buys, you're not plugging in your numbers. And this one so far has just been my only loss as far as eBay losses go, probably in the last, I think, 2 or 3 months. I haven't really lost out on a lot of my items, and I can talk about that. We're going to talk about the July numbers coming up pretty soon. So what were the mistakes from this? Number one, I held onto the product way too long. October of 2016 was when I bought it. After December, especially during Christmas time, that was the key time to get rid of it. If it hadn't sold within especially the first 30 days in November, I still had the next 30 days in December, at least that first 2 weeks, to get people to buy it for Christmas time. It didn't happen. Instead, I just had it sit there and I didn't change the price on it. So that was my fault. After January, I should have been like, you know what? Let me at least make some profit on it, or at least get my money back and not take a loss. Now it's like 6 months later. We're in July. That was just way too long to hold on to it. Market was flooded. This was even before I bought the find and showed it on my channel, Ross Finds of the Week. There was already quite a bit of them on there, but I still felt confident, I guess because it was a low investment of like $29.99. I was like, you know what, I should still be able to sell it. I started noticing more and more. Actually, when I went to go list it, I noticed there was more of them on there, and I still hadn't showed this on my channel yet. Market got more and more of them, so it was tough. Also, what was also weird about it, the size was kind of awkward. Size 9Y, you don't really see that too often. That's probably why the 7Y sold for a profit. Kids wear like 5Y, 6Y, 7Y. It made more sense, but a 9Y is kind of an awkward size. So I think those 3 factors really came into play on why this buy was a mistake. Now keep in mind, I sold one, then I lost money on one. So now we can answer the question, how long should I wait until I lower the price on an item? Average, I would say 60 to 70 days. In this particular case, I should have probably lowered this when it was coming up the second week of December. So as far as just lowering the price a little bit to probably get that extra boost for Christmas time. especially during January, now that Christmas is already over and done with. A lot of items, it's just harder to move. So for sure in January, the 60 days, I should have lowered that price and made maybe 20% ROI, maybe 25% ROI, maybe even like 15% just to make some type of money. Anything after that, bad buy, and I held on to it for too long. So that's to my answer to that question. Now, you can ask yourself too. Well, if I'm lowering these, I guess the price on my item, um, why should I lower it, or how should I lower it? When what's going on? If you have a shoe, if you have shoes or clothing on there that's listed with like a 90% ROI, obviously you have room to lower the price. Remember, we want 40% minimum. If we can make more than that, then yeah, we're doing really, really good, but 40% minimum. But it doesn't mean to just list things hoping to just make 100% ROI, 90% ROI, because you have to look at the current market and what is that product selling for right now. And so keep in mind, you have the 30 days to return an item from Ross if it's not selling, or maybe you're just not getting a lot of watchers. People aren't really looking at it, not getting the views. What's your price? Is your price too high compared to the current market? Do you have crappy pictures? Maybe no one's really looking at it because we can't even see it. Are you using stock photos? That comes into play. Are you charging too much for shipping? Do you have low feedback? All these factors come into play why someone may not buy your item within those first 30 days, but you can return it if possible. But if it's a really good item, you know you're going to make your 40% or more. You can still lower the price within that 30 to 60 day window and see where it goes from there. Anything after that, lower it below the 40% ROI, within that 60 to 70 day range. Then you can kind of take a hit on your investment a little bit more. And then after that, 90 day plus to 120 days, just probably get rid of the item, reinvest in something else. Or maybe just if it wasn't the season for it too, let's say you have an item that sells well in the fall, then hold on to it in the fall. Don't rush it. My example for that would be like those destroyer jackets that I picked up from the Nike outlet. They're not going to sell until fall. Why am I going to rush through it and try to get rid of them during summer when it's clearly not the market time for them? So we got to stay patient in that case. Right now, my ROI, which I have these 3 bullet points. Right now, my ROI for July is extremely high. It's out of control high. Why is it super high? Well, I sold a Larry Bird jersey that I got at the thrift. I paid $2.99 plus tax. I sold it for $79.99. So that's what, 18 times the amount that that we got it, even minus fees and everything. It's crazy. I have some cleats that I found for $16.99 plus tax. All that came out to $19. I sold 3 of those for $99 each. So crazy ROI on that. Some KD7s, which you're going to see pretty soon on the Ross Finds of the Week. Picked them up for $39.99 plus tax and sold those for $110. So right now ROI is way better than 40% for the month of July. And we'll see once we sell more throughout this month. But those are really, really good buys and almost, near home run hits. And not every find is going to be like that. But right now, as far as the return on investment, we're doing really, really good for July. So here's what my last, statements on this. There's a lot of factors that come into play. Always do your research before you leave Ross. Is this a good buy or not? Keep that in mind. We don't know until you look at the current market and see what's going on. What is your low and high return on investment? Are you willing to take 30% ROI on an item? Are you willing to take 25%? Is that really worth your time and effort, which is number 3, to make 25% instead of making 40% or 50%? The Hustle Bee, which we interviewed him recently, His average, I think, ROI right now is like 52%. So he's doing really, really good on his finds. I've seen different things that he's sold. He's made less than 52%. He's made a lot higher than 52%. That's just his average, 52% right now. So keep that in mind. And what is your current average? Do you want to raise that up a bit? Maybe you have to find some lower costing finds with a higher return, instead of buying like, $65 Kobe's, and instead of selling them for 144, you're selling them for 110 or 99 or something. You're cutting your ROI shorter than 40%. It's up to you and what your business model is. And last, do you have money to reinvest in things? If you're like Hustlebee talked about, he's eating ramen noodles at some point and he's trying to get more and more product, and he's selling his personal pairs of Jordans to make, that money to reinvest in other items, then, he has some money to work with selling Jordans that he had for, 160, 180, things like that. But if you're starting off super low and you only have $200-300, should you be investing in $65 Kobe's, but yet you're making less than 40%? No. You should be buying, like those cleats, for example, spending $19 and then you're selling them for $99. I mean, that's a huge ROI. Anybody would want that. But for someone like me, I do have the money. I could spend $65 on Kobe's and sell them for 120 or 130 and still make, the 40%. I think that's worth it to me. And I could just easily take pictures of shoes. I have a following that people already have shoes in mind. They follow my eBay store. Some people are just waiting to see what I have on there. Even if I lower the price by $5 or something, someone might buy the shoes and take it. But if you don't even have, a huge store yet, you're still kind of building it up, then I would probably focus on thrift store finds, garage sale finds, and spending $1 to $5 and then getting, a higher percent ROI and then reinvesting in other items. So hopefully this makes sense. I'm not just talking super fast. And I don't know, let me know in the comments. Contact me, hustlerhacks1 at gmail.com, if you have any questions regarding this video or Ross Finds, or even if you want me to take a look at your last couple of Ross Finds, Burlington Finds, you're just kind of unsure, or even if you're unsure about doing the research, let me know, contact me, and I will get to your email as soon as I can. So thanks guys for watching this video. I wish I could have gone live, but I am out of town. Once I get back, we'll go live that following Wednesday. And remember, Ross Finds of the Week coming up in 2 days. On Friday, we'll have a brand new episode. Go out and get it.